This is the Jomo 300. Welcome to my review of the Jomo 300 tiny poly boat. So I've come from a kayak fishing background and I really like small stealth craft. I was looking for a poly boat because plastic is much more quiet, far easier to maintain. And initially I got my hands on a little Tuffy, which is a Polycraft Tuffy. After racing that around a couple of times and getting absolutely saturated, I wasn't happy, didn't think that was the right boat for me. So I heard about Jomo boats. This is another 3-meter poly boat made here in Australia. I thought originally it was just a little tender, but once I got my hands on one and I rode it side by side next to the Polycraft Tuffy, you can see why I chose this one over the Tuffy. Now the Tuffy is a very stable craft, I'm not going to take that away from it. No matter how I trimmed it, could not stop it spraying water everywhere. And these tests are done on a flat day. Both boats are weighted the same. For me, being dry was a huge priority. So let's go over the features. It's a 3-meter poly boat. Beautiful hull design, actually shaped like a boat, cuts through the water beautifully. It's rated to a 20 and it pops out of the hole with that 20 on there. I've made a few modifications to my Jomo 300 to suit my needs for fishing. We'll go over those modifications in a minute. But what you get standard out of the factory with the Jomo is you get the front hatch. It's quite a deep hatch. Comfortable seat, comes standard with a ruler. You've got an anchor locker in the front here. They come standard with Railblazer starports, but I'll go over the Railblazer gear in a minute because I've put a lot of Railblazer gear on my one. We come standard with this this large hatch here. I can't open it at the moment because I've got my rods over there in the way. It's a comfortable seat, huge amount of storage in there. The cast deck floor comes standard. This floor is standard with every Jomo boat, which is fantastic underfoot, and then you can go and add some more of this EVA foam. You got good storage in the back, 2 back compartments. This is where I run my fuel tank and a spare fuel tank if I'm going for a big trip, and in the back there I'll put battery for the electric motor or another spare tackle box. I've gone for the tiller steer. They do have both options, tiller steer and side console. Totally up to you which way you want to go. I like both, but probably 2025 I'll get another one with the side console because it's really cool driving that with the steering wheel. It's like a little go-kart on the water. And the side console is really quite small, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not going to interfere with your fishing activities. So general hull speed I'm getting out of this boat is around 38, 39. If I really give it heaps, I can sit around 42 maximum is the most I've managed to get out with 20 horsepower on the back. That is fully loaded, like that's got all the gear on. Got the cast decks, running the electric motor, battery, extra fuel, and that pops out of the hole and then sits at that quite comfortably. If I put a second person in there with me, you're getting around 38, 39 max. And I'm speaking in kilometers here. I'll back that off and run at about 75% and I'm gonna have fuel all day. I'm sitting around 35, 36 comfortably. It's got lots of other cool features built into it. You got molded handles to hold on to, nice rock solid handles to hold on to. Big handle up here, really good way to manage the boat. You see the chines here, nice stability there. You've got your steps at the back. These give it that extra bit of stability as well. Rock solid transom, you can see that's pretty solid. That is running at 20 horsepower. It's got its own built-in internal buoyancy, which is a pretty cool safety factor. You've got your drainage bungs, and then you've got this one here, which is your internal skin. So if you ever took water on board, this boat will never sink. One of the main questions I get asked is how stable is this? I'm often standing here, and me and Milan are both standing here, or one of us is standing up in the front cast deck and one at the back, and I find it rock solid. I've never had an issue with stability with this boat. And how does it handle the rough? Well, here's some footage in a couple of sessions out the front of Bribey where you've got window gates tied, there's a really strong current running and the waves are stacking up in the shallow water. This boat handles it great. I feel real safe. Relatively dry even when it gets really rough like that. I've added this sheet and put some foam on it because I want to stand on this area, and the contours and the seat pattern on there doesn't make it easy to stand on. This is a setup that I made for mine, giving me more of a cast deck so I can get higher at the front, but also more storage. Now on the Minn Kota, the guys at Jomo have made a custom bracket here for my Minn Kota just to plug straight on. And then I've got another mount here which allows me to hold the Minn Kota with the electric support leg from Railblazer. You huge benefits to polyethylene for me are quiet. It's super quiet, this plastic. I can sneak into those shallow waters and not make a sound. You're not getting that hull slap that you get from the aluminium boats. And we can get right in amongst the trees, particularly when I'm chasing barrow or bass. This is pretty much just like fishing out of a kayak, but you've got a whole lot more space. Now it comes standard out of the factory with 6 Starport HDs already molded into the boat from Railblazer, so you can add rod holders and whatever you like. You've got one at the front which is a cleat port, so you've got your nav lights you can plug into there. And bang, we got lights. The gunnel track from Railblazer was probably the best thing I've done on this boat. That's a 1 meter length there, we've got a 1/2 meter length there in the 300. You could just fit the mounts and not go the track. I just find the track really useful. I've got 2 rod stows on each side, rod stow doubles. They're a really useful accessory, as is the tackle caddy. This little tackle caddy here, I've got one here as well. They come in really handy, even though it's a small boat and you think it wouldn't be hard to find things, you still put things down, you don't know where to find them. So there's always a place for gear, and on a small boat you want to keep it tidy as well because things can get underfoot real easy. I've just recently started using this gear hub from Railblazer. This is a great little crate that I can just lift in and out of the boat as I need it. Carries multiple tackle, I can put lots of other things in there. When you want to park a rod while you're trying to rig up, or even if you're trolling, I like this as a position to troll from. This is called a gun hold, but they have the rod hold as well. When you're running multiple rods and you're standing and casting, it's quite easy to, in a small platform like this, you might catch a rod, or you have to limit how you cast so you don't catch a rod that's sticking up in one of the rod holders at the back. I just lay them down. This they've got a built-in channel down here. You can just lay them down out of the way, and then that just holds the tips so they don't swing out outside the boat or inside the boat. If you're wondering what that is, that's where I put my transducer. I can plug my transducer in and out really easily for the fish finder. And again, it's utilizing these brass inserts that are already molded into the boat. They are for dinghy wheels if you ever want to put some wheels on and drag it around. But we've just made a plate, and then I've bolted my Railblazer bits to here, and I can plug my transducer in and out of that. So that's walking you through the Jomo 300. If you've got any questions or I haven't covered something that's of interest to you, let me know. The key take homes for me for the Jomo 300: low maintenance, super stable, super efficient, and really quiet. That's what I love about this boat.